this mural will tell you how the movement will continue. Also just ahead, we've got details on the evolution of Indiana Avenue.
A sudden downtown business closure left customers with gift cards still to spend. WRTV investigates has encouraging new developments for clients.
A warning tonight for parents about a dangerous internet challenge taking aim at your kids on social media. And it involves an over-the-counter medication that may be in your cupboard right now.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 5, streaming now.
And right now at 5, it's a stretch of major road in Indianapolis showcasing the Black Lives Matter street mural.
And tonight, in about an hour, Indiana Avenue will reopen to car traffic. WRTV's Troy Washington explains how the effort behind the movement won't stop.
Cars will now drive over this work of art. Luckily, those behind this masterpiece made sure they used materials that would last.
I was really happy that mural was placed there.
Paula Brooks says she was proud to see the mural shed down part of Indiana Avenue because, according to her, the avenue used to look much different than it does now.
So you could get everything and anything you needed on the avenue. Or you could buy clothes, food, music, movies, entertainment. People lived on the avenue. I mean, anything that you needed, grocery stores, or anything that you needed in your community was right there on the avenue, and the city just wiped it out.
She says an effort to make room for IUPUI and the gentrification process intended to renovate and improve the area to fit middle-class tastes. Some things were pushed out, but seeing this mural here brings it all back for her.
That is the root of Black Indianapolis. The avenue, I would say if you're a native from here, at least 90% of the people, they have some kind of generational tie to the avenue. It's there. You look at it, you don't see the Blackness, but it's still in people's hearts.
Vandals defaced the mural last month, and now that pride may be covered in traffic. But the artists behind this mural are making sure the essence of the movement lives on by making T-shirts like this one. It's a way to keep the movement moving forward. And a reminder that progress is key. Working for you downtown, Troy Washington, WRTV.
The street will be open again at 6 p.m. Proceeds from T-shirt sales will go to the artists behind the mural. We have more details when you read this story on WRTV.com.
A man is recovering today after a shooting on the Canal walk overnight. This happened just after midnight by the Colts play area. Police say two groups were arguing and then someone fired a gun. One man was shot in the leg. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to recover. Now, safety along the canal has become a concern for the city and for IMPD. Back in July, a woman was shot and killed in the area. And in June, a 14-year-old boy was also shot and killed on the canal walk. We spoke with a man who walks the canal often. He says there's no reason people should be out here at night, and he's hopeful there will be a change soon.
I think when the summer the weather gets a little colder, some of that will go away. But for now, they're just going to have to up their security and deal with it.
And that's exactly what the city plans to do. Coming up on WRTV News at 6, we'll tell you where you can expect to see some of the new security measures along the canal and when the changes are expected to be implemented. We now know the man found dead last night in Henry County was a former county sheriff and a current member of the county commission. The sheriff's office says Kim Cronk was found dead at his home. Investigators say a driver called Henry County deputies after spotting a man in a yard on Kennard Road. And when deputies arrived on scene, they called state troopers to take over the investigation. Cronk was nearing the end of his third term on the Henry County Commission. He lost a re-election bid in the June Republican primary. He also previously served 2 terms as Henry County Sheriff and had retired after a total of 36 years with the Sheriff's Department. An autopsy is now pending.
Today, the Monroe County coroner released the identities of the 4 people found dead this past weekend in a suspected murder-suicide in Bloomington. Police believe 61-year-old Jeffrey Mumper shot and killed his wife, Anna Marie, as well as their 2 adult children, Emma and Jacob Mumper. Officers say Jeffrey Mumper then took his own life. Their bodies were found Sunday morning at a home on Scott Olcott Boulevard. Police say they are still investigating what led to the shootings. Metro Police are looking for the suspects who tried to steal an ATM. It happened around 6:30 this morning outside the Teachers Credit Union near 23rd and Meridian Street. Witnesses told police the maroon-colored pickup truck hooked a chain to the ATM and tried to drag it away, but were unsuccessful. Officers are now looking for the truck, which they say may still have the chain attached. Kevin.
It's a warm afternoon. We've got a lot to talk about. Temperature hit 90 in Indianapolis. Temperatures low to mid 80s where you have some cloud cover and nearby thunderstorms. I'll take you to one strong storm in just 1 second near West Lafayette. A severe thunderstorm warning just issued. Notice how there are just a few different cells, but as we go in a little closer, they're moving to the east-northeast. That's a hail producer, and I'll zoom in a little more. Just to the southwest of Lafayette, this will cross 231. Half-inch to 1-inch diameter hail with some strong wind gusts and torrential rainfall possible as that moves through the south side of Lafayette, north of Linden, and will cross I-65. So if you can put your car away, that would be a good thing to do. These will be isolated thunderstorms this evening. There are a few more at 9 o'clock, then by 11, lifting to the north. Our temperatures, there'll be a slow temperature change this evening. Again, isolated thunderstorms, couple could be severe with damaging wind and hail, the main threat. Most of us are going to stay dry, 75 by 10 o'clock tonight.
Now let's get you caught up on the coronavirus situation in Indiana. The state health department reported an additional 12 COVID-19 deaths today. They occurred between Thursday and yesterday. The statewide total stands now at 3,156. 394 more Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19, the lowest number of this 5-day period. But keep in mind, that could be due to a delay in reporting due to the long holiday weekend. Those cases were reported Sunday and Monday. The total number of cases is now 100,780. Again, that's 100,780. The overall positivity rate remains at 8.8%. New developments tonight. After a long time, downtown business closed its doors and left customers in the lurch. Studio 2000 on Monument Circle shut down for good, citing the impact of COVID-19 closures and downtown riots and looting. Lena Wesco has a $200 gift card from the place. And after WRTV Investigates started asking questions and aired a story, Lena got a resolution. She got this email on September 2nd from Studio 2000 with a list of local spas that will honor her gift certificate.
I like getting facials, so I have to keep this face together. So, I'll probably go get a facial.
Sounds good to me. The Attorney General's office says if a business closes suddenly, you can see if its competitors will honor the gift card. If the company is filing for bankruptcy, file a claim with the bankruptcy court. You could get your money back that way. And keep your gift cards just in case the business reemerges after the pandemic.
New at 5, a prime piece of housing will not go into foreclosure. Last week, WRTV Investigates told you about the Milliken on Mass 2 building. Merchants Bank of Indiana was not willing to provide an extension on an $8.5 million loan that was due unless the Indianapolis Housing Agency made a change in leadership. The bank had a change of heart and decided to give IHA until January to pay. The Milliken on Mass 2 project is critical to IHA because it generates income for the Public Housing Agency.
Express my gratitude for the 90-day extension that they provided, and I'm also confident that we will not need it. We currently announced today that we have a national equity firm that will provide us bridge loan financing, and I hope to have them paid off by the end of October.
IHA is borrowing $6.2 million from the firm, obtaining $1.5 million from the city and chipping in more than $1 million to pay off merchants and avoid foreclosure. More roundabouts are coming to the roundabout capital of the USA. Construction will begin this week in Carmel on a new roundabout at 111th Street and Lexington Drive. This is one of 3 new roundabouts to be built near Central Park and Monon Community Center. 111th and Lexington Drive is the southern entrance to the Monon Community Center. Construction there will begin right away. The new roundabouts at Westfield Boulevard and College Avenue will be built next spring. Carmel has more than 125 roundabouts, more than any other city in the U.S.
The city of Carmel also wants to hear from its residents about plans for the future growth of Hamilton County community. The city is updating its comprehensive plan for the next decade, focusing on growth, management, land use, transportation, and environment. The public is being asked to take an online survey to share input on what's important to them. The last update to the city's plan was about 11 years ago. So to find a link to this survey, look for this story at WRTV.com. Still ahead on WRTV News at 5, it's going viral on the internet, the latest internet challenge that could put your child's health in danger.
Weather whiplash. It felt like summer yesterday, and today it looks like winter in one part of the country where snow is falling, and there's a 60-degree temperature swing.
And we have hail, potentially golf ball size hail in Tippecanoe County. It's thunderstorm warning just south of Lafayette. This storm is moving east. We'll have more on that. The warning in effect until 5:30. And we'll talk about our own temperature change ahead coming up.
Parents, a health warning tonight when it comes to your kids. There's a dangerous viral challenge making the rounds on social media. Teenagers are ending up in the hospital after taking part in something called the Benadryl challenge. It encourages young people to take harmful amounts of the allergy medication, and doctors at IU Health say the consequences can be dire and even deadly.
If you take slightly too much, you may have some sleepiness. You take even more than that, you can start to get altered mental status where you have confusion, have difficulty talking, difficulty walking. And then if you take a very high dose, you can get some really concerning effects. So you can end up having seizures or electrical abnormalities with your heart called heart arrhythmias. And those things can even lead to death.
Doctors say parents should talk to their children about the dangers of these kinds of social media challenges. If your child or someone you know ends up sick from one of these dangerous challenges, doctors say call the Indiana Poison Control Center hotline for advice on what to do. And that number is 1-800-822-1222.
Hiring Hoosiers is our commitment to keep you informed of job opportunities of all kinds, and we have a variety for you today. A brand new Culver's restaurant is coming to Franklin this fall. These are pictures of the location that's under construction, and the owner tells WRTV she is hiring. You can apply online right now to become a team member at the future Granville Drive location. They are looking to hire 70 people. You have to be at least 16 years old. All shifts are available, as well as full and part-time. Packaging Corporation of America, or PCA, is hiring in Columbus for maintenance technicians and production workers. They have about 20 open positions over 3 shifts. Starting pay for production workers is $17 an hour. Maintenance techs start out making more based on their experience. The company specializes in packaging solutions for transporting products of all kinds. They offer health benefits, 401k plans, and tuition reimbursement for continuing education. And don't forget, Kroger is holding a job fair tomorrow to hire more than 150 people to work at stores in northern Indy and Hamilton County. There are openings at 2 stores in Indianapolis, 1 in Carmel, 3 locations in Fishers, and 2 in Westfield. The job fair is tomorrow at the Kroger Training Center in Indy, 8040 Castaway Drive, from 10 until 3. Open positions include pickup clerks, bistro clerks, meat cutters, cake decorators, overnight clerks, and more. For more info on Culver's, PCA, and Kroger job opportunities, head to hiringhoosiers.com.
Delta Airlines has just made a major announcement to try to ease the fears of travelers during this pandemic. It will not fill the middle seats in its planes this fall. Consumer reporter John Matarese tells us which airlines are giving flyers more space and which ones may be filling their planes so you don't waste your money.
Thinking of flying again this fall or maybe over the holidays? Well, during this pandemic, you may want to know which airlines are leaving the middle seats empty and which may pack your plane. Alicia Lopez just flew 2 flights, one of which was too full for comfort.
Till the second flight was crowded, it was sort of uncomfortable, but I mean, we got through it.
Photos of packed planes like this are what worried Christine Wolf when she booked her flight.
I had concerns at first because of COVID, but I needed to get away.
So how can you boost your chances of ending up on a comfortably empty flight as opposed to an uncomfortably full aircraft? Well, it comes down to doing your homework at the time you book your flight.
Right now, there are 4 airlines that are not selling seats to capacity.
Ben Mutzabaugh writes for the travel site thepointsguy.com.
Delta says their flight caps will go through at least early January. The others right now are into the fall.
Ben lists the 4 airlines guaranteeing empty seats right now: Delta, Southwest, JetBlue, and Alaska. But only Delta promises empty middle seats through the holidays. Some airlines, though, will allow you to switch flights if the plane is too full for you.
American and United are telling you that if your flight is 70% full, they'll notify you and you can take another flight.
Carrie Ellis and Virginia Miller are glad they booked Delta with no one in the middle.
There's only one on the aisle and one on the window, so that gives you distance between the person next to you.
One last tip from the Points Guy: open the air vent and point it directly at you. That air is fresh and filtered. As always, don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries, WRTV.
And people often fly in the winter to get away from the snow and the cold, not in the summer months. But here it is, September 8th, and this was the scene today in Golden, Colorado, as kids headed to the first day of school for in-person learning. Yeah, snow. The masks not only provided protection from COVID-19, but added some warmth. They're bundled up in winter coats and hats. Crazy weather there. Temperatures have plummeted from the 90s yesterday to, get this, the 30s today. The 30s, Kevin. And we can only hope that that is not coming our way.
And they may wake up to the 20s tomorrow morning. The best thing I could say, it was forecast. You don't want that to surprise you, that's for sure. Let me show you another spot here, Mark. Fort Collins, the dogs love it. Now you're looking at Fort Collins, where they could see as much as a foot in that area just to the west in the foothills or in the higher elevations. Denver with snow now, and they'll see 3 to 6 inches of snow. For us, we'll cool down, but nothing that dramatic. Perhaps the most important thing in our forecast right now, a couple isolated strong storms. As you're looking at the radar, you see the little box around Lafayette and in Tippecanoe County. That's a thunderstorm capable of producing golf ball size hail. That's large hail. We're going to zoom in even more towards Sheffield. If you're between Lafayette and Sheffield, along I-65 or State Road 52, expect the thunderstorm with some 60-mile-per-hour winds, torrential rainfall, and potentially golf ball size hail. Put your car in the garage, protect it if you can. As we go through the evening, continuing to be the best opportunity for showers and thunderstorms will be the northwest portion of the viewing area. Let's define northwest to say Covington, Petersburg, Crawfordsville, Kokomo, Peru, northwest. That's the best chance. I'm not saying there wouldn't be something isolated elsewhere, but we'll keep our eye on that. 89 tomorrow. Humidity is sticking with us, literally and figuratively. Temperatures on Thursday cooling off, 81. It'll feel better. The humidity will be noticeably more comfortable as we get to Friday and 78 degrees. Your hourly forecast tomorrow, we hit 90 today. We'll be in the upper 80s again tomorrow. Temperatures to the south have a chance to get above 90 degrees with the ground so dry. And I say that, I know some of you yesterday in Tipton County, for example, had 3 to 5 inches of rain over the last 48 hours. Those are the exceptions, though. The rule would be dry most places, and that allows us to warm up more efficiently. We'll put this in motion from tomorrow through Thursday, and you see not much in the way of rain expected. Temperatures will cool off, though, 81 or so by the time we get to the afternoon hours on Thursday. North of Indianapolis, temperatures will be in the upper 70s for high temperatures. And again, just to show you, here's that thunderstorm that sits right over Lafayette area, just southeast toward Sheffield. Keep in mind, golf ball size hail potential with that storm. Next 3 days, temperatures 89 tomorrow, the other end of the 80s on Thursday. Lower humidity is the story Friday. Chance of weekend thunderstorms. Saturday and Sunday, temperatures right around 80 degrees with the potential for a couple of thunderstorms. We're back to temperatures that will be in the upper 70s early next week. We'll continue, of course, over the next hour to follow the storms near Lafayette as they move east toward Delphi and eventually Kokomo, for example, and Peru.
Good to see there's no 30s in that forecast. Thank you, Kevin. He's been gone from the ballroom for a couple of years, but a champion is returning to Dancing with the Stars. But what role will he play? We got details on that just ahead.
We are less than a week away from the new season of Dancing with the Stars here on WRTV and ABC. And today we learned a familiar face is returning to the ballroom, but in a new role. Professional dancer and 6-time Mirror Ball champ Derek Huff is returning, but as a judge this time. He will join Carrie Ann Inaba and Bruno Tonioli at the judges' table.
One thing I can't hold or hide my expressions. I'm very physical, obviously, but I'll be fair. I'll be honest. But I'm excited, you know, this is such an amazing show that is just so close to my heart. And so being back is just, I'm just so excited about it. But I think I'll be a fair judge. I'll be a fun judge. But more importantly, I want to try to inspire and motivate these celebrities to have the best possible time they have and to get better each week.
ABC said in a release that due to current circumstances, longtime head judge Len Goodman will be unable to judge this season live in the ballroom, but he will be part of the show in a different capacity, sharing his ballroom expertise from London. The 2-hour season premiere of Dancing is Monday night at 8 here on WRTV. As the I-69 extension project moves north into Johnson County, many people are losing their businesses and homes to eminent domain. We're finding out what is next for people who are being uprooted. That's all new at 6 p.m. And coming up on the news at 5:30, a happier tune for some local musicians. The agreement reached that will give them some financial security.